Why are you not embarrassed as a man to want a female to buy into a relationship? Because that's the way I'm looking at it. When you ask a female to pay for her way in anything and everything, you are saying to her, you need to buy your way into a relationship with me. And no, it does not go the other way.
I have to call reverse Uno, because how is it not embarrassing to reduce everything that a good man can provide for and contribute to down to what he pays for? And then you expect to find a good man, a man that will treat you right, that is emotionally intelligent, can communicate his needs, a man that seeks to understand you and fulfill your needs. And how is it not embarrassing to think that a man wants a dependent rather than a partner?
She doesn't want to buy in. She wants to be bought. We used to call that prostitution. How can you as a woman provide nothing but your presence and expect the man to provide literally everything else? They don't want a good man. They want a personal ATM.
You're asking me to pay the bill?
Absolutely certain this was a test from his side. And honestly, it's not even a malicious one. It's the kind of subconscious character check a lot of men do before making a major commitment like a proposal. He likely wanted to see how she'd react when things didn't go perfectly, when comfort or control slipped out of her hands. Unfortunately, she didn't just fail. She exposed who she really was when things weren't ideal. Something very similar happened to me. My ex-girlfriend called me last minute to meet for dinner. Everything was fine, until I realized halfway through the meal that I had left my wallet at home. Total accident. I told her immediately, expecting a little understanding. Instead, she gave me a full-blown guilt trip. She acted like I had intentionally set her up to pay, like it was some kind of scheme. The look of disgust on her face said it all. That moment changed everything. From there, the relationship just went downhill. I couldn't unsee her reaction, and my affection for her slowly drained. It wasn't about the money. It was about the lack of grace, the pettiness, the immediate assumption that I was trying to take advantage of her. I realized that if someone can't show basic empathy over something so small, they're not someone I'd want to build a life with. I'd never commit to someone who reacts like that under pressure. Life is full of imperfect moments, and the right person handles them with kindness, not contempt.
Are men actually unaware of how we flirt with you? Because I swear, up until today, I thought this is the most obvious thing that you could do. Like, I wouldn't look back if I didn't want you to come over here. When they didn't, I was like, oh, they're just not interested. But apparently, my TikTok comments think that they just didn't know the whole time. They're lying, right?
Men are 100% unaware. That look is only going to have a man thinking that you're either giving him a side eye, or you're amused, or you're judging him, or you think he's being weird, or you're checking to make sure that he's not creeping on you. But what I can say is for sure, 10 out of 10 guys will have no idea that that is you inviting him, which is why I've said it before and I will say it again. If you as a woman are interested in a man, you need to go walk your leggies over and then use your big girl words and tell him that you're interested in him and give him your number. That is being clear.
I'm 40 years old and still have no clue when a woman is flirting with me. The penalty for being incorrect is so high that it's not even worth the risk most of the time. I've had girls look at me like that and come to find out they aren't interested in me. So we've learned not to do anything that'll embarrass ourselves.
Anything men can do, we can do better. Reject delusions. Embrace gender differences.
Let's break this down with some real talk. Women want the high-status, air-conditioned corner office jobs, the ones that come with prestige, influence, and a verified LinkedIn page. They want the jobs that run the country, but they have no interest in the jobs that actually make the country run. There's a massive difference, and pretending they're the same is dishonest. I worked in construction for 10 years. I've stood on scaffolding stories above the ground, where one misstep could cost you your life. There's no margin for error, no safety net of HR policies or safe spaces. I've seen a scaffold collapse. Thank God my crew and I weren't on it at the time, but that image never leaves you. You don't forget how fragile life is when you're doing the jobs that hold this country together, literally. These are the jobs no one glamorizes: digging, welding, wiring, hauling, sweating in the sun, freezing in the rain. And men take them on without complaint to build the roads you drive on, the homes you live in, the offices you work in. And yes, we do it for our families, for our wives, for our kids. We carry that weight because that's what men have always done. But in today's world, there's this delusion that these men are disposable, outdated relics of a toxic past. How dare anyone say men aren't needed, while enjoying the very comfort, safety, and stability men built with their hands and backs? It's madness. And let's be clear, if these same women had to rebuild society from scratch, without the patriarchy they love to hate, it wouldn't last a week. Plumbing, infrastructure, electricity, dead silence. Yet they walk around like queens in a castle built by the very men they now look down on. It's time we salute the blue-collar men, the men under the floorboards, up on the towers, in the mines and behind the machines. Because without them, this whole damn place stops. Women have become too comfortable in the world men built, and in that comfort, they've forgotten respect. Maybe it's time they relearned their place in that world.
Some women are not going to like the truth, but the truth is there are fundamental differences between men and women. Some of those fundamental differences make women better than men, and some of those fundamental differences make men better than women.
What are the fundamental differences that you're referring to?
Like, women are more adapt to compassion, which I think is the thing that makes us most human. Men are more adapt to perseverance, which makes you successful in today's day and age, which I think it's a fallen state of the world.
You think the world is in a fallen state?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
I've never bought into the idea that women are inherently more compassionate than men. Sure, they tend to talk more about emotions. They're socialized to be more expressive, to cry openly, to vent to friends. But talking about feelings isn't the same as acting with compassion. Real compassion, sacrifice, loyalty, stepping up when it's hard. That's something you measure by behavior, not words. What stuck with me years ago, and what keeps proving itself true time and time again, is this. A man will silently sacrifice his own happiness, comfort, even dreams, just to keep his family afloat. He'll stay in jobs he hates, suppress his pain, swallow his pride, just to be the rock others depend on. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.